Hi everybody, welcome back to Brand Tip Tuesday with Tammy Zurak. Today is a special Brand Tip Tuesday. I am interviewing Kate Keleva. Kate is a mentee that's just completed a 7-week program with me, and most importantly, she's been through a rebrand, and that was part of what we were working on together. So I asked her to join us today to talk a little bit about that with us. So welcome, Kate.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell our viewers what you're about your business and kind of why we decided to work together, why you wanted to work with me, and what your goals were, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I'm a photographer, and I've been working on rebranding my business for the past probably about a year now. And on my own time, and as I've been able to get things done, I've been working on it. And I was switching from one genre of photography to another, and I got to a point where I felt like I really wasn't accomplishing some of the things that I wasn't getting anywhere. I wasn't getting to the end point that I needed to be at.
Which is for you, which was what? What did what in your mind? What was the end point?
So making money.
Okay.
And but more really, the rebrand, just a new look, a new way, a new system of photography, and a new publication, like print material, marketing material, those kinds of things. Okay. All the little things that I needed to get done. I had this long list, and it was just not really. I was feeling really overwhelmed.
Okay. And you were going from boudoir to switching over to, you wanted to go a different direction, right?
Yes, I was mainly doing boudoir, and I wanted to switch over to beauty and glamour portraits, okay. More just portraiture, and also wanted to get more into the personal branding and headshot area, and wanted to go more in that direction.
So in your mind, when you decided to switch your brand, what things initially were you thinking, I don't really like the way this is, and I'd really want to go a different direction? Can you think of that?
Well, yeah, I wanted a more luxury, high-end look. I felt like what I had was, I was more of a shoot and burn photographer, and everything kind of looked like that as well. It just didn't look as luxury as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a more full service, high end, beautiful brand, and I didn't feel like I had that look.
Well, and for those that are watching that are not photographers, shoot and burn in the photography world means you may have seen advertisements for photographers that they'll take 100 or 200 pictures in the park and give you a CD, and it's very inexpensive. Not a bad thing, just not the brand you were working towards for yourself.
No, that's not what I wanted to do, and not how I wanted to present myself anymore.
And really not the service you wanted to provide for your client, right?
Definitely not. No, I wanted to give more of an experience, less of just here's your CD.
Okay, great. So what was the process around, why did you decide that a mentor would be the right next move for you? And if you feel so inclined, tell them why you chose me.
Sure. I felt like I needed some structure. I needed some accountability. I needed someone to basically just tell me what to do. I felt like I had a list, I had ideas, I had things that I knew I needed to do, but when you have someone telling you what to do, helping you prioritize those goals, it helps to get them done. And I needed that structure, I needed that accountability. And I chose you because of your business background, and because you seem like a woman who knows what to do and how to get it done.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to be more like that. I want to work my business more like that, and thought that you would be a good example of how to do that.
Thank you. So it sounds to me, and I think we've probably talked about this before, is most people have there's a long to-do list, right? If you're a solopreneur, there's a giant list of things that's never ending. You know, I just had this conversation with my husband yesterday, is maybe I'm off this week, I can get some stuff done. With the intention of, I'm actually supposed to be off this week, but with the holiday, it's Thanksgiving week, but I'm probably going to spend some of that free time doing things that I need to get done when I'm not working with clients. But we all need that structure, and accountability is oftentimes the solopreneur. It's where if we're only accountable to ourselves, it's oftentimes really easy to just let it go, and you know, I'll get to it next week, or I'll get to it in 2 weeks. But
that's exactly what was happening for me. And I mean, I have a lot of other irons in the fire. Just, you know, I'm a mom, and life is busy, so it's easy when your list is just by yourself to just put it off, say, well, I'll get to that next time. But when somebody's telling you to do it and you have until Monday to do it, do it.
You find a way.
It helps to get things done.
Yes.
To me, it was kind of like a fast track to getting to a certain point that I needed that push, I needed that structure and that help to get to my goals faster.
Awesome. And I've found that has worked, and I've talked about this in previous Brand Tip Tuesdays, is me in my career all the way along, I've always sought out somebody who I felt I could take that next step faster if I learned from. So, and I knew if they gave me targets that I could, or homework, or you know, something that I needed to accomplish, that they would help me with, and I was accountable to say they've taken their time out to work with me, and you know, or if paid for it depending on the situation, is I'm going to do it. It's like going to the gym, right? Is if I buy training sessions at the gym, I'm probably going to show up for them.
That definitely makes a difference and adds that motivation.
Yeah. You know, what's crazy is that people go to the gym all the time and buy a membership but don't go.
That's true.
But it's a great business model, is pay me a monthly fee and then never come.
Yeah, they've got that one figured out.
Yes, but they also have trainers, so for those people that realize that I can get more done if I know somebody's going to help me get there, and get there faster and more successful, because they're structuring what I'm doing and holding me accountable. That is always a good thing.
And that, too, is the difference between a one-on-one situation and a group. There's not really any accountability at the gym. When you sign up, you go or don't go, and nobody really notices or cares probably but you.
Right.
But when it's a one-on-one situation, you can't squirm your way out of it or put it off, because somebody is waiting for you. Who told you to do it. So.
Yeah. All right. So since this is branding, we talk a lot about branding on Brand Tip Tuesday, strangely. Tell us about your branding. So you wanted to change that. So as we work together, fill the audience in on what were the kinds of things that were impactful for you in your brand changes, and what did you work through to get, you know, what did you want to change, and what did you change, and what did that mean to you?
Well, it started for me with the look of it all. I love the visual aspect as a photographer. I enjoy making things look pretty. And so that's where it started for me, was creating a new logo, creating a new website that matched the look that I have in my head of what I wanted people to see, or what I want my brand to look like. It involved the studio to the extent that bringing people in, giving them a tour, showing them what it looks like, what the experience is like, because that was a very different part of my system. I didn't ever do that before. I would just talk to people on the phone or email mostly, and we'd set it up. They'd come in for their shoot, and that would be their first time ever in. But also the system, as far as it relates to branding, the experience that I give people, more specifically, like the way that I show people what I do, and the experience of the shoot, the experience of the reveal after the shoot, things like that. So really what I'm hearing is the communication of the value of your brand, right? Yeah, that would be a better way to say all that. Yeah.
Just came to me. I don't know. But that's really what I feel like a lot of people miss is that I say this to people all the time. People are really good at what they do. They're good at whatever service or product, I have a great product that people love, or have a great service that people would, love to have the experience of, but they don't communicate the value or the experience in a way that translates for people to want to have it. So that sounds like what we worked through and what you did, right?
Yes, definitely. That's a lot of what it was about, because it helped me learn how to talk about what I do and how to convey that value. Because before I didn't spend a lot of time talking about it, and just I was always afraid of feeling like a salesperson or being salesy, and you helped me learn how to talk about it, and actually how to enjoy talking about it, and want to talk about it and want to sell without being salesy. Yeah.
Yeah, having come from a long career in sales, it always makes me giggle a little when people, the biggest fear that most people that I work with have is that salesy feeling. They don't want to feel like they're beating people over the head with whatever it is they're trying to put in front of them. But you don't have to beat people over the head. You just have to love what you do and bring them into your world, right?
That's absolutely right.
So telling your story and communicating to them why it's something. I just was teaching a class in one of my networking groups about the difference between selling features and selling benefits. And no matter what we do for a living, oftentimes we get really caught up in the features. So we're not really thinking about the benefit to the client and why would a client want to have the experience, but really that's all of it. Is the benefit to them is the only reason that they're going to work with you. So we have to kind of restructure our brain around that sometimes. And it's not salesy. It's just communicating the value and why they would want it, right?
It's communicating the information.
Yeah. And we do the same thing in our jobs, our businesses is I don't feel salesy. In fact, it's just me, for me, it's me sharing my passion. It's if I can help you accomplish your goals, because I feel like what I offer is helpful to get you there, then I'm just doing what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And that makes you feel so much better about talking about it.
Yeah.
And marketing yourself, basically.
Yeah, and I did, I talked about this in a previous interview too, is I heard this and it still resonates with me, is that you were given a gift to give. And if you're not giving that gift, then you're kind of robbing the people around you, because that gift was something you were meant to share. So, for me, that's exactly what we do is, no matter what you do it for your business or, whatever you're selling per se, it's the gift you were given. Hopefully, if you love it, I consider what I do a gift, because I'm creating memories or I'm helping people accomplish their business goals. So for me, that gift is if I can get people farther down the road to feeling good and accomplishing things, then I feel great about that.
Yeah, and I think that's so true, because as creative professionals, we are very good at the creating part and the gift part of it, but not so good always about the putting ourselves out there to do all the things we need to do to give that gift and to feel the value of our own gift that we're able to give to people.
Yeah, and you can't give it if nobody knows who you are. Sitting in front of your computer, the gift is not happening. So, which I find a lot of people do that too, is they wait. I have this great thing to give, but I don't have anybody to give it to, which is a different part. This isn't so much, kind of about the branding, but, and that's it. And we work through that as well, but that's a different segment we can talk about maybe another time.
Yeah.
So
lots of segments.
Yes. So did you have any revelations? So we worked through 7 weeks of, basically a incubator for your business. Did you have any revelations about yourself working through that process?
Relates a lot to what we were just talking about, which is just, I realized that I can actually enjoy selling. because I have become proud of what I am showing people. And before, I wasn't really proud of how it all looked. I wasn't. I was working towards. I was working towards getting to a certain place, and I wasn't really proud of what I was doing. So I wasn't marketing myself. I didn't really want to put myself out there. But I've through this process, I've gotten to a place where I'm proud of what I show. I'm proud of what I've done, and I want to tell people about it. I want to talk about it, and it's not. And I want to sell. I never thought I would ever hear myself say that.
I love that. Yes.
So that is a very good place for me to be in.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah. And almost everyone I work with, that's one of their biggest blocks or fears is that I can't sell. There's this whole stigma around sales and selling. And again, we kind of talked about that, but I'm so glad that it excites me that you're excited to sell.
Yeah, me too.
And now you have all these new communication channels to do that with, because we work through different ways to put yourself out there. And I love that part of, the big thing for me with you is getting you out there and getting you talking to people. And if I can share.
Getting me out of my shell.
Yes. And if I could share, you sent me an email in between sessions, and it made me so happy that you were so excited about having gone to a networking session, and, it wasn't what you thought it would be. And, it was, I'm sure, tell us a little bit. So, if you want to talk about that at all. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, you made me go to a marketing network group, or gently suggested, and that was one of my fears, because I'm not a big fan of being the center of attention. I like to be behind the computer and behind the camera. I'm totally comfortable there. Not totally comfortable in a group, and I thought, this sounds horrible, but I'm going to do it because Tammy told me to. And I never would have done it otherwise, I'm pretty sure. Don't think I ever would have. And not only did I go, but I actually totally enjoyed it and was super excited when I left there. And I have since joined, and it's great. I love it. And it's great in a lot of different ways. One of the ways being, I've been there 3 times now, and each time I have to talk in front of that group, and it's getting easier every time. And I know in my head that anything like that gets easier the more you do it, the more you practice. You just have to push yourself to do those things. And I am actually looking forward to the time that I'm talking in front of that group and my voice doesn't shake. And,
it's coming.
And it's going to help me become a better person. And I'm excited about that. And never thought I would say I'm excited about going to a networking.
Yeah, which is both, right? So and that will help you later too, because that group experience will translate into other things, speaking, and you're going to reach more people in your business because you'll have that confidence that you didn't have before. And you may even have made some new contacts that got you more business, right?
For sure. I've already met with probably 4 of them, I think, that want, just within the group, that want to hire me to do their own pictures, and that I can only imagine will translate into more and more business. So it's exciting.
So it's a fabulous way to get your brand out there in front of people.
Yes. And I brought my accordion cards to that group and have shown them my printed materials, and they love it, and I think it's amazing, and that's just more fuel for my fire to keep doing it and to keep putting it out there.
Yeah, I love that. So do you, and maybe you've already said it, but what was your biggest takeaway from kind of the entire process?
Learning how to put myself out there and market myself, market my business, be proud of what I'm doing, what I'm showing. I guess that all kind of boils down to confidence. That's one area that I have realized over the course of this that I struggle in. Just being willing to step out into the spotlight somewhat and put myself out there, and the amount of confidence that has changed in me in the last 7 weeks is measurable, and I can see that it will continue to grow and get even better.
Yay! Well, I'm excited to see where you take your business from here. You've gone through a tremendous amount of change in the short time that we've been working together, and I can see the measurable change in you. And obviously, we talked about that today, but I know you're going to be successul because you have beautiful work, you have a beautiful business, you're a beautiful person. It's all going to be beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. Anything that you wanted to add that I didn't ask you?
Only, I think we talked one time before, maybe I saw it in one of your videos, that some people hesitate as far as doing this over Skype. And I wanted to mention that I too did a little bit in the beginning, that I was a little concerned that we wouldn't be able to accomplish as much, or it just wouldn't be the same as one-on-one. And I just want to say that that's not the case at all, not true. We were able to accomplish even as far as going into each other's studios. And I just wanted to say that that's not an issue, and it's been great. Just sit here one-on-one in the screen.
Yeah, so. Thank you so much for adding that. I did a study thing on the difference between talking on the phone and doing things this way, where you can see each other and kind of read body language and all of that kind of stuff. And the difference is phenomenal. So even you can accomplish just as much doing it this way, where you can see each other way more than you can on a phone call. And
totally believe that.
Yeah, and I love it when I have mentees able to come in and work with me in studio in person. But to me, this is just as good because we formed a relationship just as easily, working this way as we would have if we were in person.
Yeah, and I would say the only negative that I can think of as far as Skype goes is that I had to look at your big fluffy white dogs and I didn't get to pet them.
Yes, when I'm working from home and there's not a backdrop up, there's fluffy white dogs in the background. That's a bonus to me.
Yeah, but I didn't get to pet them, not even once.
That's true. You'll have to come and visit, and then you can pet the fluffy puppies.
All right. That'll be for me.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kate. And I'll share Kate's information under or over one or the other. So if you guys want to check out her work as well, if you're in the Atlanta area, you can go for her. If you can see her for all those things, beautiful photographs for your business or personal, whatever you're hoping to have, she's your lady. So thanks. Yeah. And I will talk to you all next week. Everybody, take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.